Have you ever wondered why some people seem destined to win? Why they always rise above challenges while others stay stuck? Let me tell you something. Winning isn't luck, and it isn't a birthright. It's a mindset. It's a way of thinking, a way of seeing the world that separates those who succeed from those who struggle. Your mind is the engine that drives everything you do. Just like a high-performance car needs the right fuel, the right tuning, and the right driver, your success depends on how you train your mind. You can have all the talent in the world, but if your mindset isn't built for success, you'll always fall short. Think about it. Two people can have the same resources, the same skills, the same opportunities. One thrives, the other fails. Why? It all comes down to what's happening in their head. A winning mindset isn't about wishful thinking or blind confidence. It's about rewiring your brain to see opportunities where others see obstacles. It's about developing an unshakable belief that no matter what comes your way, you'll find a way to rise. Most people wait for life to hand them success. Winners go out and take it. The question is, are you ready to take control of your mind and unleash the champion inside you? Because if you don't, someone else will. And they'll be the ones winning while you're left wondering why. Let's get one thing straight. Success is not an accident. It's not fate. It's not some invisible force choosing winners and losers at random. If you believe that, you've already lost. People love to say they got lucky when they see someone succeed. But what they don't see is the preparation, the sacrifices, the battles fought in silence, the late nights, the early mornings, the failures that paved the way for victory. Nothing happens by chance. Everything is built. Take a look at the most successful people in history. Do you think they just stumbled into greatness? No, they built it. They saw failure, rejection, and doubt, and still moved forward. They refused to let circumstances define them. Because here's the truth. Winning isn't about what happens to you. It's about how you respond. People who don't understand this stay trapped in the same cycle, waiting, hoping, blaming. But the ones who win, they take responsibility. They stop making excuses. They reprogram their mind to see every setback as a setup for something greater. That's the difference. If you still think success is about luck, you've already given away your power. But if you understand that your mind is the ultimate weapon, that's when everything changes. Because once you control your mindset, you control your future. And when you control your future, nothing can stop you. Right now, you're standing at a crossroads. You can continue thinking like everyone else, believing that success is random, that winning is for other people, or you can choose to step into a new reality, one where your mind becomes your greatest asset. This isn't just another speech. It's a wake-up call. A challenge, a shift in the way you see the world, because the truth is you are one insight away from changing your life forever. What you're about to learn isn't theory, it's the real raw truth about how winners think, how they act, and how they create the life they want, no matter what stands in their way. So here's my question to you. Are you ready to take control? Because if you are, this journey will change everything. Let me tell you something. Belief is everything. It's the foundation of every success story. The strongest force in your life isn't your talent, your background, or even the resources at your disposal. It's what you believe about yourself and what you're capable of achieving. Think of belief as the compass that directs your actions. When you believe in yourself, you move with confidence. You take risks. You push forward and you refuse to accept failure as the final outcome. But when doubt creeps in, it's like walking blindfolded. You hesitate, you second guess, and eventually you stop moving altogether. Look at any person who has ever achieved greatness and you'll find one common thread. They believed long before anyone else did. Athletes who trained when no one was watching. Entrepreneurs who invested in ideas that others laughed at. Leaders who held onto a vision that seemed impossible. What separated them from the rest wasn't luck or intelligence. It was an unshakable belief in their ability to succeed. Now, let's be clear. Belief isn't about ignoring reality. It's not about pretending things are easy or expecting success without work. No. Belief is the force that fuels action. It's the reason some people rise despite every obstacle in their path, because they refuse to accept anything less than the future they see in their mind. Your belief shapes your reality. If you see yourself as a winner, you act like one. You think bigger, you take risks, you push past fear. But if you don't believe in yourself, you'll hesitate, you'll settle, and you'll always find reasons why something won't work. And that hesitation, that's what kills success before it even begins. So let me ask you, do you truly believe in your ability to win? Not just when things are easy, but when everything seems stacked against you. because that's when belief matters the most. Doubt is a silent killer. It doesn't scream, it whispers. It tells you maybe you're not good enough. It makes you hesitate when you should act. It keeps you stuck in a cycle of waiting, wishing, and wondering. Think about a time when doubt held you back. Maybe you had an idea but talked yourself out of it. Maybe you wanted to take a risk but convinced yourself the timing wasn't right. That hesitation didn't just delay success, it destroyed it before it even had a chance to exist. Doubt creates a ripple effect. When you don't fully believe in yourself, your actions reflect that. You take smaller steps, you lower your goals, you make excuses, and eventually you settle for less than what you're capable of. Now, look at the other side. Picture someone who believes without hesitation. They walk into a room with confidence. They make decisions without fear. They go after what they want because they refuse to let doubt control them, and as a result, they win. Here's the truth. If you doubt your ability, how can success ever be guaranteed? The answer is simple, it can't. Success requires action, and action requires certainty. If your belief wavers, your efforts will too. Doubt doesn't just slow you down, it stops you completely. And the worst part? It's a choice, a habit, something you feed every time you let fear dictate your decisions. So if you've been waiting for a sign to stop doubting yourself, this is it. The moment you stop letting fear and hesitation rule your life, everything changes. Because success isn't given to those who question whether they deserve it. It's earned by those who refuse to doubt that they do. Now it's time for you to look in the mirror. What do you truly believe about yourself? Do you see yourself as someone who is destined to win? Or have you been letting doubt dictate your story? Here's your challenge. Take a moment to assess where your belief system stands. Ask yourself, do I act with confidence or do I hesitate out of fear? Do I trust my abilities? Or do I constantly look for validation? When challenges come, do I push forward or do I retreat? Your answers will tell you everything you need to know. Because belief isn't built overnight, it's cultivated through self-awareness and action. So today, make a decision, strengthen your belief, silence your doubt, take control of the mindset that shapes your future. Because once your belief becomes unshakable, so does your success. Let's get one thing straight. Discipline is not an option. It's not something you tap into when you feel like it. And it's not reserved for those who are naturally driven. Discipline is a daily decision, a commitment. The difference between those who win and those who wish they did. Think of discipline like an engine. Motivation might get you started, but without discipline, you're just an idling car, making noise but going nowhere. It's discipline that keeps you moving forward even when you don't feel like it. It's the force that turns small, consistent actions into unstoppable progress. Most people rely on bursts of inspiration. They wake up feeling motivated, hit the gym for a week, grind for a few days, then fall off the moment things get tough. And that's exactly why they never see results. Because motivation is unreliable. It fades, it changes with your mood, your circumstances, your level of comfort. But discipline doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't wait for the right time. It shows up every single day. Every person who has ever achieved something great mastered one simple truth. Success isn't about how hard you work on your best days. It's about how consistent you are on your worst days. When you're tired, when you're frustrated, when no one is watching, that's when discipline matters the most. So here's the truth. If you're not disciplined, you're not serious, period. You can dream all you want, but without discipline, those dreams stay just that, dreams. The question is, are you willing to show up even when it's hard, even when it's boring, even when no one claps for you? Because that's what separates winners from everyone else. Let's make something clear. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a habit. And if you're depending on feelings to get things done, you've already lost. Look around. The people who actually succeed don't wait for motivation. Like, they don't need a perfect playlist, the right mood, or a pep talk to get started. They just do the work. Day in, day out, rain or shine. They don't ask themselves, do I feel like it today? They already know the answer doesn't matter. Now, compare that to the average person, the one who starts strong but fades fast. They get inspired, set big goals, and for a few days they're all in, but the moment excitement wears off, they slow down. They skip a day, then another. Before they know it, they're right back where they started, waiting for the next wave of motivation to get back on track. That's the difference. Winners don't need to get back on track because they never leave the track in the first place. They understand that results don't come from occasional effort. They come from relentless consistency. Think about an athlete training for a championship. Do they only practice when they're in the mood? No. They show up every single day, refining their skills, building endurance, preparing for their moment. That's why they win, because while others are waiting to feel ready, they're out there putting in the work. So ask yourself, are you acting like someone who's serious about success, or are you still relying on motivation to carry you? Because here's the truth, discipline will take you places that motivation never could. And if you're not building the habit of showing up, you're choosing to stay stuck. Right now you have two choices. You can keep waiting for the right time, the perfect mood, or another burst of motivation, or you can decide right here, right now, that discipline is your new standard. Because discipline isn't just about getting things done. It's about becoming the kind of person who follows through, who delivers, who doesn't need external hype to perform. It's about proving to yourself every single day that you are built for more. So here's your challenge. Start today. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Do something that moves you forward, even if you don't feel like it. And then do it again tomorrow and the next day. Until discipline isn't just something you practice, it's who you are. Let's be real, life will knock you down. Hard. There will be moments when you question everything, when your plans fall apart, when doors slam shut, when nothing seems to go your way. That's not a possibility, that's a guarantee. But here's the real test. When life hits you hard, do you rise or fall? Most people see setbacks as proof that they aren't good enough. They take failure personally, as if it's a sign that they should quit. But winners, they see every challenge as part of the process. They understand that struggle isn't a punishment, it's a lesson, a test to see if they're ready for the success they claim to want. Think about the strongest people you know. They didn't get there by avoiding hardship. They got there by walking through the fire and coming out stronger. Every battle, every loss, every painful experience shaped them into something greater. The truth is, your setbacks are not designed to break you. They're designed to build you, to expose your weaknesses so you can strengthen them, to test your patience, your endurance, and your willingness to keep pushing forward. Because in the end, success doesn't belong to the most talented, it belongs to the most unbreakable. The ones who refuse to stay down, the ones who take every setback, every rejection, and every failure and use it as fuel. So the next time life throws you a challenge, don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this teaching me? Because the answer to that question will shape the future you create. Resilience isn't about avoiding failure. It's about using failure to your advantage. Every setback you've faced, every mistake you've made, every disappointment you've endured, it all has value, but only if you're willing to learn from it. Because the difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck isn't whether they fail, it's what they do afterward. Think of resilience as armor. Every hardship you endure, every obstacle you overcome adds another layer of strength, and the more layers you build, the harder it becomes for life to break you. But here's the key, resilience isn't something you're born with, it's something you build one challenge at a time. And you build it by refusing to let failure define you, by refusing to stay down. History is full of people who turned their biggest failures into their greatest comebacks. Athletes who were cut from teams but trained harder. Entrepreneurs who lost everything but rebuilt bigger. Leaders who faced rejection but kept pushing forward. Their secret? They didn't let setbacks become stop signs, they used them as stepping. So how do you cultivate resilience? You stop fearing failure. You stop seeing obstacles as reasons to quit, and you start treating every setback as training. Training for the moment when your breakthrough finally comes. Because the truth is, life will test you over and over again. The question is, are you willing to fight back? Adversity isn't the enemy. It's the opportunity you've been waiting for. When everything falls apart, when nothing goes as planned, that's your moment. That's your chance to rebuild, to reforge your armor, to come back stronger than before. Because every setback forces you to make a choice. You can let it defeat you, or you can use it to redefine yourself, to upgrade your mindset, to sharpen your skills, to prove once and for all that nothing, not failure, not rejection, not even your own doubts, can keep you from what you're meant to achieve. The strongest warriors are not the ones who have never lost. They are the ones who refuse to stay beaten, who take every hardship and use it to sharpen their edge. So if life is testing you right now, don't break, build. Reforge your armor, strengthen your resolve, and step forward knowing that the greatest comebacks are born from the hardest battles. Distraction is the silent killer of success. It doesn't announce itself, it sneaks in, slowly draining your time, energy, and attention until you wake up one day wondering why you haven't made progress. And the worst part, most people don't even realize it's happening. Distraction isn't just scrolling through social media or binge watching TV. It's deeper than that. It's the endless cycle of checking your phone, saying yes to meaningless tasks, and getting caught up in other people's opinions instead of your own mission. It's the mental clutter that keeps you from focusing on what actually matters. There are 3 types of distractions, and each one is designed to pull you off track. Digital distractions, the nonstop notifications, the infinite scroll, the constant dopamine hits that keep you glued to a screen instead of taking action on your goals. Emotional distractions, fear, doubt, and worry, the thoughts that make you hesitate, the overthinking that keeps you stuck. Environmental distractions, the people who demand your time, the obligations that don't serve your purpose, the noise that fills your day but leaves you empty. Every time you give in to these distractions, you're trading progress for temporary comfort. You're letting something, someone steal your future. And if you don't recognize the enemy, you'll never defeat it. So here's the question: what's stealing your focus? What's keeping you from the work that actually matters? Identify it, expose it, because if you don't, it will own you. Focus isn't a talent, it's a skill, a muscle you train every single day. And if you want to master it, you need a plan. First, eliminate the noise. Your mind is like a spotlight. Whatever it shines on grows. If you're constantly surrounded by distractions, your brain will adapt to chaos. But if you create an environment of clarity, your focus will sharpen naturally. Cut out the unnecessary, reduce the clutter, make space for what truly matters. Second, set non-negotiable time blocks. The most successful people in the world don't find time for their goals, they protect it. They carve out time to work without interruption. No phone, no emails, no nonsense, just pure, uninterrupted work. Third, train your mind like an athlete. If you can focus for 5 minutes, stretch it to 10, then 20, then an hour. Your ability to concentrate is like a muscle. It gets stronger the more you use it. Start small, stay consistent, and watch your focus expand. And finally, remember why you started. Every time distraction tempts you, remind yourself of the cost. Every wasted minute is a minute stolen from your future. Every moment of lost focus is a moment you could have used to get ahead. Your focus is your greatest weapon, but only if you sharpen it. Master your focus and you master your life. Because the truth is, success isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about cutting out the distractions, locking in on your goals, and refusing to be pulled in 1,000 directions. Look at the greatest minds in history. The visionaries, the innovators, the leaders. They weren't scattered, they weren't constantly checking their phones, reacting to every little thing around them. They were locked in, fully present, completely absorbed in their mission. That's what focus does. It separates the great from the average, the winners from the distracted, the ones who make history from the ones who watch it happen. So here's the challenge. Protect your focus. Guard it like your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. Your success, your impact, your legacy, it all comes down to what you give your attention to. Stay sharp, stay locked in, and watch how quickly everything changes. Success doesn't happen in the dark. It thrives in the light of accountability. Accountability is the mirror that reflects your true progress. It's the truth you can't escape, the standard you can't ignore. Without it, goals become empty promises and potential remains untapped. People love to dream, to talk about what they'll do someday. But without accountability, someday never comes. Think of accountability as the engine that keeps you moving forward. It forces you to measure your progress, own your mistakes, and stay on track. Without it, distractions creep in. Excuses pile up, days turn into weeks, and suddenly you're nowhere closer to your goals than when you started. The ones who win in life, they don't just set goals, they hold themselves accountable for achieving them. They track their progress, they adjust their approach, and most importantly, they don't let themselves off the hook. They understand that if they don't own their results, no one else will. So here's the reality. You can either hold yourself accountable or life will do it for you. You can either track your progress now or wake up one day realizing you wasted years on excuses. The choice is yours. But if you're serious about success, then accountability isn't optional, it's mandatory. Accountability starts with you. No one can force you to be disciplined, to show up, to put in the work. That's on you. But here's the truth. While personal accountability is essential, external accountability can be the game changer. Because when you're the only one watching, it's easy to let things slide. It's easy to justify skipping a workout, delaying a project, or ignoring your commitments. But when others are involved, when you have mentors, partners, or a community holding you to your word, that's when the stakes rise. Look at top athletes, elite entrepreneurs, and world-class performers. They don't operate in isolation. They have coaches, teams, and accountability systems that push them beyond their limits. They surround themselves with people who demand excellence because they know that staying accountable to themselves alone isn't enough. But balance is key. You can't depend solely on others to keep you accountable. If you do, you'll never develop true self-discipline. And if you rely only on yourself, you risk falling into the trap of making excuses that no one is there to challenge. So ask yourself, who is keeping you accountable? Are you tracking your own progress honestly? Are you surrounding yourself with people who challenge you to rise? Or are you stuck in an environment that lets you settle for less? Because the truth is, your level of accountability will determine your level of success. And if you're not actively managing both internal and external accountability, you're leaving progress on the table. Enough with the excuses. Enough with the empty promises. It's time to get serious about accountability. If you want real results, stop waiting for motivation. Stop hoping things will change. Instead, create a system that forces you to stay on track. Set deadlines, track your progress. Find someone who will call you out when you start slipping. Because accountability isn't about guilt, it's about growth. It's about removing the option to quit. It's about making success non-negotiable. Imagine a ship without a compass, drifting aimlessly. That's what life looks like without accountability. You have direction, purpose, a clear path forward. So here's your challenge. Stop making excuses. Start measuring your progress. Surround yourself with people who won't let you fail. And most importantly, hold yourself to a higher standard. Because the moment you take accountability for your success, everything changes. Passion and purpose, two forces that fuel the greatest successes in history. Yet most people confuse them, thinking they are the same. They're not. Understanding the difference is the first step toward unlocking lasting success. Passion is the fire inside you. It's the energy that excites you, the spark that makes you feel alive. It's what makes you push forward even when things are tough. But here's the truth. Passion alone is not enough. It's like a car with a full tank of gas but no direction. You may be fueled up and ready to go, but without a destination, you'll drive in circles. That's where purpose comes in. Purpose is the map. It's the reason behind your actions. It gives meaning to your passion and channels it towards something greater than yourself. Without purpose, passion burns out. Without passion, purpose feels empty. Together, they create unstoppable momentum. Think about the most successful people in the world. They aren't just passionate about what they do. They are driven by a deeper purpose, something bigger than themselves. That's why they don't quit. That's why they keep going when others give up. So let me ask you, what drives you? What excites you? What is the deeper meaning behind your goals? Because when you figure that out, success is no longer a possibility, it's inevitable. Finding your true north, the point where passion and purpose align, is the key to fulfillment and success, but most people never take the time to discover it. They chase money, status, or someone else's definition of success, only to realize they still feel empty. The question is, how do you find that alignment? It starts with reflection. Ask yourself, what are the things that make me feel the most alive? What problems do I genuinely care about solving? If money wasn't a factor, what would I dedicate my life to? Your answers reveal the intersection of passion and purpose. Passion is what you love, purpose is how it serves the world. When the two align, work no longer feels like work, it becomes a mission. Obstacles become challenges to overcome, not reasons to quit. But alignment isn't automatic. You have to make conscious decisions. You have to say no to distractions and yes to the things that fuel your mission. Because when you operate in alignment, success stops being something you chase, it becomes something you attract. So take a moment, reflect, what is your true north? And more importantly, are you living in alignment with it? Life will test you. It will throw challenges in your path, force you to question your abilities and push you to the edge. But when your passion is rooted in purpose, no obstacle can stop you. Think of purpose as your GPS. When you know where you're going, detours and roadblocks don't make you quit. They just force you to find another way. Every challenge becomes a lesson. Every failure becomes fuel. Because when you're driven by something bigger than yourself, you refuse to stay down. Look at the most successful people. They didn't have an easy road. They had setbacks, rejections, failures, but they kept going. Why? Because they weren't just chasing success, they were fulfilling a mission. So here's your challenge. Don't just follow passion, find purpose. Align them, and when life tests you, let that alignment turn obstacles into stepping stones. Because the moment you do, nothing will stand in your way. Let's bring it all together. In this journey, we've unlocked the powerful elements that form the foundation of a winning mindset. Every piece, belief, discipline, resilience, focus, accountability, passion, and purpose, works together to create something greater than the sum of its parts. Belief is the spark. It's the unshakable conviction that you can achieve what you set out to do, no matter the challenges. Without belief, you can't move forward. With it, the possibilities are endless. Discipline is the engine. It keeps you moving forward even when motivation wanes. It's the daily effort that turns potential into results. Success is not achieved by bursts of inspiration, but by the unwavering consistency of disciplined action. Resilience is your armor. Life will test you, but resilience ensures you stand up every time you fall. Every setback, every failure, every moment of adversity is not a roadblock, but a stepping stone. It is through resilience that we grow stronger. Focus is your weapon. Distractions are everywhere, but those who can lock in on their goals and shut out the noise are the ones who succeed. Focus ensures you channel all your energy and efforts toward what matters most. Accountability is the mirror. It forces you to reflect on your actions, track your progress, and take responsibility for your results. Accountability keeps you honest, keeps you on track, and keeps you moving forward even when it's hard. Passion and purpose are the fuel. They ignite your drive and give meaning to every action you take. Passion is the energy and purpose is the reason. Together they transform your efforts into something much larger than yourself, your mission. All these elements work in harmony to create a mindset that doesn't just hope for success but demands it. It's the mindset that transforms ordinary into extraordinary, failure into learning, and effort into results. Now you have the blueprint. But knowledge alone isn't enough. You must take action to bring this mindset to life. This is your moment. Everything we've discussed, the belief, the discipline, the resilience, the focus, the accountability, and the alignment of passion and purpose has one purpose: to empower you to take the steps that will transform your life. It's not enough to understand these principles. You need to apply them, starting right now. You don't need to wait for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. There is only now. The challenge is simple. Use what you've learned and begin applying it today. Start by taking one action that aligns with your passion and purpose. It can be small, but it's vital that you act. Hold yourself accountable. Track your progress. Get rid of distractions. Build the discipline to show up every day no matter how you feel. Use setbacks as opportunities to grow stronger. Don't retreat. Learn and move forward. And most importantly, believe that you are capable of achieving what you've set out to do. Because here's the truth. You are the architect of your future. You have the tools to build your legacy. Now it's up to you to put in the work. Your potential isn't waiting for you in the future. It's right here, right now, ready to be activated by your actions. Success doesn't happen by chance, it happens by choice. The choice to take action, the choice to stay disciplined, and the choice to never stop pushing forward. So ask yourself, what will you do with what you've learned? The answer will shape the future you create. Don't wait, don't hesitate. Start today and make the life you've always dreamed of your reality. You have the tools, now build your legacy.